Hey guys, thanks for joining in. This is Malhar, and today I'm talking about repurposing of content and why it is important. This is from the blog that I posted recently on malharbarai.com. You can look at the website, that is malharbarai.com. I have put this out with the intention of the reason I put this out is because there were a few questions that came up last week. Uh, Folks asking about what is the importance of repurposing content. For me, as I put out some of the reasons on this blog, the biggest say the key point I wanted to highlight was when you repurpose content, it gives life to your content. It extends the life of your content, which is the most important aspect. I'll just put out my. Okay, I should be on your screen shortly. Okay, yeah. So the reason I put out this blog was there were a few questions that came up last week on importance of repurposing content. As I was saying, one of the most important aspect of repurposing content is it gives life to your content, which for me is very much important when you are in an industry which deals with a lot of content. The other aspect is as brands, I have often seen uh, at certain point of time you run short of content. You really do not know what how you will be able to produce new content, where you will get the ideas for the content and all those stuff. So that is where I thought that is where I see repurposing of content helping brands a lot, because they are sitting on old content which is again which probably no one is reaching out or reading reading that content. So that is where again if you repurpose the content, it helps you reach probably a newer audience. It gives life back to your old content. So these are the couple of reasons as brands you should be repurposing content. And the way I see content being repurposed, there were like five different formats that you can probably look at on how you can on content repurposing. So one of the idea is you can pick out the key points, say data points, or probably some text which is an important or repeatable text or quotable text. You can pick those text, convert it to an image. You can what I always tell brands is you should make your content snackable. So make those that larger piece of content into a smaller bit chunk, smaller size of content. Make it snackable. Convert that to an image. You can use say probably the likes of Canva, etc., and start start creating an image which can be which you can put on Instagram, you can put on Facebook, you can put on Twitter, etc., and share it with your audience. So that way, again, you can, when you are putting that update, you can put the link to your blog or the original content. So once they read through that image, they can again relate it back to the blog and again start that blogs again gets live. The second thing you can do, if there is enough data on that content, you can make an infographic. This is you can say one of my most favorite way of sharing content. Infographics, it's visually very rich, so it's easily you can say understandable by the audience, and they can start looking at your textual content into a into a more visual form. So that helps, again, that gives life back to your content which was lying there, probably no one is reading. The third thing which I can probably talk about is if you are able to again pick out smaller chunk of pieces from that content, you can convert that to a slide deck and put it on a slide share. So you are reaching out to different audience via going through a slide share, and again it's integration with LinkedIn will ensure that your content reaches to a B2B audience, and that tight coupling helps you reach different kind of audience as well, which may or may not be your traditional audience. So these are some of the ideas. One more, or I can say a couple of more ideas that are there is you can convert that to a video. So like what I am doing right now, you can pull out that piece of content, read through it, and if possible convert that to a video. You can do something similar like a Facebook live that I am doing right now, or probably you can record it offline and push it to a YouTube channel. uh, that again with a link to your old content that helps you say reach to a different audience. YouTube being a different medium. The other way what you can do is you can go to a site like Fiverr or somewhere where you can find a freelancer. You can find a voiceover artist, okay, someone who has a different tonality, who can read through nicely and offer their voice services, you audio services. You can have them read your blog, okay, and that again you can post that content into sites like SoundCloud. Okay, this again, so it's a different kind of audience. So you are reaching out to say not only your blog, not only the where the content is lying, you are reaching to wider audience on different platforms as well. Finally, if you have the audio content, you can also convert that to a podcast, but the only challenge is a podcast is uh, not very famous outside the US regions, not very famous, or not many folks have still adapted or adopted podcast. So that is quite a challenge. So if your audience is a non-US kind of audience, podcast can be a challenge. So you have to look at different mediums, like again SoundCloud works well. uh, if you have the wherewithal to put it on to have a podcast, and if you can publish regularly, podcast is a very good alternative to push to repurpose your content into. So these are the five ideas that I could think of. If you have any questions, you can put it out. Okay, unfortunately, I don't see the chat window right now. But if you can put it on your comment, and I shall respond on that comment. Unfortunately, I cannot see the live window right now on my screen, so which is a challenge for me. But you can put it over the comment. I will respond back if you have questions on repurposing of content and what kind of content can be repurposed. All those things I shall answer over the chat window right now in a few minutes. But until that time, thank you for joining, and do follow me back on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, etc. Would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you.